What's it done now? It's just jammed on red. What does that mean? Anything? What a pain. Somebody told me that that tower is to do with Chinese nuclear research, but I doubt that's true. Actually, they didn't tell me, I heard it. Country gent guy on his narrowboat. Good morning, country gent guy. Should you ever see this, I know you ride a bike. Good morning, Codger Biker here, and I'm just about to go over this narrow bridge. Little toot, nobody there, and here we are over the canal, whose name I'll put up because I always forget. Bridgewater Canal. I think it's the oldest canal in the UK. One of my favourite places to go for a walk. So just going to do a little March vlog. It's the end of March is almost here on the 690 Enduro R, not on the MZ today, though I did enjoy that. It was a lot of fun. So I decided what I'm going to do is just review a bit of the tech that I've used on this bike. I don't like that word tech, but anyway, I've used it now. The equipment that I've got on this bike, because I know some people, you see the installation, but it's not always followed up with how things have gone. I was particularly put in mind of that by Ridey Bikes Moto, who asked me if I could do a bit of a follow-up on the battery recharger box thing that I've got for the GoPro. Can't remember the name of it, it's a weird name. I did a video on it, I'll put the name up here, I'll link at the end. It's been absolutely brilliant. You can put into it 3 GoPro batteries of any kind. The earlier batteries need an adapter, but the 10s go straight into it. And as soon as you put the battery in, it starts charging, and when it's charged it turns off. I can't fault it, it's brilliant. So far that's been a real success. I mean, there's always going to be a question of longevity with those power banks. They've all got charge cycles and ways you should look after them. I've not bothered with that. I just charge it on my fast charger from my phone, stick 3 batteries in it, and then it charges them. I'll video it when I change the battery later on in this ride, so I'll show you it then. Next thing, we fitted a GPS to Dr. J's Tiger 850. The thing, when I went to the Hinckley reveal for that bike with Dr. John, that I really wasn't very pleased about was they didn't put anywhere for a heads-up sat-nav. I'm quite long-sighted, so anything closer than where that is now, and I can't really see it. So I've tried a phone. I've tried it on the handlebars, tried a phone. Not really for me. Okay, younger maybe, but I like it sort of in a heads-up position like that. The Dr. J's got his on his bike. It's a Garmin. Mine's a TomTom 550, which I've had for a few years now, and we've been creating and swapping GPX files, which is very good. Nothing new to anybody, but I just prefer a sat-nav to turn by turn or using a phone. Just personal preference. Also, they update now by Wi-Fi, so if you put in a GPX file, morning barges, you put in a GPX file, then you can update it online and it just goes down by Wi-Fi to your GPS when it updates, so you don't even have to fiddle about with it too much once you get the hang of it. I did have a few laughs the first go with Dr. J, because we weren't quite sure how it worked, so we ended up in a retail park in Ellesmere Port, which wasn't on our route at all. Not the kind of place I'd normally hang out in, but it all seems to be working now. Dr. J gave me a route this morning which I'm not following at the moment, but the sat-nav's constantly trying to put you back onto, which is good. So I'm all 4 GPS's. Mine, as I say, is getting a bit long in the tooth, but it still seems to work fine. It's not slowed down any over the years. and it's got a nice record of everywhere I've ever been. I tend to be quite lazy with it and just put the place in that I want to go. But I have experimented a little bit more since John got his. The other day I put it on twisty roads and we had a blast using that. So I'm pleased with my sat nav, and I know Dr. John's pleased with his. One thing I'm not so pleased with, and never have been, unfortunately, it's a great camera but it's spoilt by its unreliability. In my case, I know some people, I saw a video where somebody said it's due to vibrations on the bike. Maybe it is. I don't think it is, because if I use one particular battery it will run for an hour, which is as long as it's meant to run. Any other battery conks out after 20 minutes. Even when it's being charged like that, I just pulled over then because it had stopped recording. Then it said there was something wrong with the SD card. Then it started recording again, and I hadn't changed anything. And it's the same SD card, which will work fine with the other battery which I've got with me, and I'll put in later because it's just more reliable. So even with it being powered from the bike, it's still not reliable. Can't trust it. And there is a new one out this month, but I don't really want to spend another 500 quid. Oh look, it wants to do a speed camera update. We won't do that yet. Let's just have a look down here. You may notice I've got the stock mirrors on, for no other reason than I wanted to try them out. I've never really tried them. I didn't have them when I got the bike. I had some SMC ones on it, and then they sent me these ones. They're okay. They're a bit vibratey at certain speeds. I've got so used to looking at the bar end mirrors that I find these quite difficult to look at. You feel like you're twisting your head actually more than when you look down to your bar end mirrors. So I've got them on today. Whether they'll stay or not, I very much doubt. Okay, let's have a look at the Bridgewater Canal. These bridges must be, I don't know, 17th, no 18th century they'll be, won't they? Look at them. Not designed for modern traffic. So that's looking towards Preston Brook. I'm not sure what this side goes. There's the pipe bridge. A lovely place. Me and Shia must be obeyed, come for walks along here occasionally. We're gradually exploring it further and further along, so I thought it'd make it quite a nice ride out. Okay, I'm going to try changing the battery on the GoPro Hero 10. I love the GoPro Hero 10. I've had no issues with it, touch wood, so far, unless this doesn't record today. The one problem I do have with it is when it comes to changing the battery, I find it quite tricky. So let's hope that the 360 camera is recording, because I'm going to switch over to it. I can immediately see the mirrors right in the way, so that's one reason to have bar end mirrors if you're recording. Okay, so I'll turn it off and we'll swap over to the 360. Yeah, the problem I have with this camera is it's a real pain to change the battery. You have to unplug the microphone, so you have to remember to plug back in again afterwards. Then you have to completely remove it from the mount. There's no way to do it while it's still on the bike. I used to be able to do that with the 7, because you have to fold the feet in, and I always forget to do that. Morning. If you forget to fold the feet in, then there's no way it will slide out of the mod. Why they call mods I don't know. Microphone adapter I call it. So you pull it out to get to the battery. There it is, number 3, and I often forget and try to push it in the wrong way around, and it's quite graty, so you need to get that right. So I'm going to take that battery out. I'm going to put it in my Zedzine charger. I'm going to take out number 1, which is fully charged, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, but when I plug that in there, it will automatically start charging, and when it's charged it will turn off. There's a red LED come on, which is charging that battery. The other 2 fully charged, so I just leave that in the back. It will turn off when it's done. It's brilliant. I love that. Also, you can power things off it. Then you got to remember to plug the microphone back in. Oh, what we go through for you lot. Microphone back in, camera back in position. Don't forget to tighten it up, don't want it to fall off. And that's that done. What I do love about this camera is this max lens mod. Again, they call it a mod, because it's horizon leveling. You can switch on horizon leveling, and it doesn't matter which way around you put the camera. It'll always show you a level horizon, and that's just great, you know, because you can mount it anywhere I like and I don't have to worry about it in the edit. It's an absolutely beautiful day, so nice. Makes you feel glad to be alive. Well, those daffodils. When I was a boy, I had a pinch those for my mum for Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day this weekend, but my poor mum passed on some years ago. But I remember you, Mum. Loved you very much. She was actually younger than I am now, which is quite scary. Right, so getting back to the bike, a little moment of reflection. Really loving these tyres. I've had them before, trail rider tyres, for the kind of riding I do, which is like riding trails, back lanes. They are perfect, but on the motorway, we went down the motorway the other day in Wales, and so much less vibration than the off-road tyres. And the dual compound, particularly on the back, I'm not sure about the front, but the back is dual compound, really grip in the corners. So I was going to get some morning, right, I was going to get some Supermoto wheels for it. They're quite expensive, but with these tyres on I really don't need them. I've got the original wheels that came with the bike with dirt tyres on, so if I need to I could swap those over. So they're not obviously as good as Supermoto, but it is quite flickable now. And Dr. J, who was riding behind me, he noticed that I'm throwing it around a lot more than I used to. With 21-inch front wheel with knobbly tyres on wet roads, fast traffic, not ideal. So I think they're a good compromise for my kind of riding. They won't be for everybody. If you're doing off-road, you don't want those on. But for light off-roading, riding these sort of back tracks, that a thing? Sea roads, unlabelled roads, I don't know what they're called, but they're perfect for me. A lot more confidence on the road, so that's good. Because it's a tall bike, you know, when you lean it over you do notice it, but these grip really well, so pleased with those. How long they'll last, time will tell, but for now I'm loving them. What have the 360s gone off yet? No, staying on. It's so temperamental, you just can't trust that thing. For some reason or other, this one particular battery, number 3, lasts as long as the other 5 batteries that I've got. And they're the same make, most of them. Some of them are original 360 batteries. It's just not reliable. I can't figure it out. I get random messages, I get things like batteries gone flat or SD card not recognised. I've got the best SD cards you can get, and many of them, it doesn't make any difference. You saw earlier it said no SD card or whatever, and then it started working, and now it's been working ever since, just to make a liar of me. Okay, look at me matching gloves. Right, I'm going to carry on riding. I'm going to tell you about a dilemma I've got if you're interested. That's kind of hook, you know, it's supposed to hook you to keep watching, but you probably tell me to piss off. Big mirrors. Right, over the bridge. So here's my dilemma for the first time ever. Well, let's start at the beginning. My little Codger Biker channel started as a bit of a joke, really. The word codger was something that I remember saying about people when I was 18, 19. We used to call old boys codgers and old gals bids, codgers and bids. So when I started this channel, somebody kind of dared me, said, I bet you can't make a YouTube channel. I said, I'll give it a go. How hard can it be? Without realising quite how addictive it becomes. But I really enjoy doing it. It's a great hobby. I get to ride out places where I might not go otherwise. And there you are, off-road. Don't worry, mate, I've got me trail riders. And then, you know, you get to make videos of it. It's nice people all over the world contact me, which is really humbling. You know, you got people on every continent that I've spoken to. Maybe not Antarctica yet. But anyway, it's only a small channel, it's just a hobby, and I love doing it. I hope that comes across. But recently, the last couple of weeks, I've had 2 people contact me asking me to do paid promotions. This looks like a dead end, which I never really thought my channel was about, to be honest with you. Oh look, can't go through here, it's blocked off. So anyway, I've had a couple of companies ask me if I will do paid paid sponsorship or paid content, which I'm not willing to do. What I might consider is if somebody sends me, you know, something to try out, then I'd do that, but I'd only say whether I really liked it or not. So it's a dilemma, folks. Should I accept these items, or am I selling out like the Clash were accused of when they signed to CBS? Should we just keep it punk rock? It is lovely around here. A little church. So yeah, one of the items I was actually quite interested in, so I might say to those people, if you send me the item, if I like it I'll do a review, if I don't like it I won't, but I'm not going to take any payment for it other than them sending the actual item. Oh, shall I just leave it as it is? You know, the other thing is, I'm a small channel and I don't really want to leave myself open to some sort of scam either. You don't know with these things, do you? So that's a dilemma. Do I take a risk on a scam or just carry on the way I am? A lot of people have tried to change me in life. Guess what? Didn't work. Right, okay, well I think that's covered everything that I wanted to cover in this vlog. I'll go and see if I can find Dr. J. He's out here somewhere, I think. He said he was coming out. I'll go back on Dr. J's route and see if I can catch up with him. Enjoy the weather. It's going to go a bit colder next week, they say. It's a beautiful canal though. And on that note, Codger Biker is... By the way, if you haven't seen it, I did a little big adventure with Dr. John, who very kindly followed me while I took out my 1984 MZ TS125 for its first run in 30 odd years. 2-stroke bike, small capacity, unknown state of the engine. It smoked a lot, but we got there. So if you want to see that, have a look at the end of the video. There'll be a link to it. That was a right laugh. My friend Morris watched that. And Morris, if you're watching, he said those old bikes sound like a lot more fun than the new ones. He might have a point. It's a bit like time travel though, it's like going back to your childhood. So I tend to behave like one when I get on one of those. Whoa! Why is it that some 30 mile an hour seem a lot slower than others? That's a philosophical question. Okay. So we're going through Stretton, and we're going to turn right at the top of here. John loves A roads. I've never understood why, but that's what he loves. So was that him up ahead? I saw somebody up ahead who looks like him. Haha, this could be interesting. I wonder if it is him. Are we catching Dr. John? This could be a laugh. It'll be a right left here. I know it. I know John's route. I've been sitting here 5 minutes, come on. There's cars behind me, so it's not the bike not triggering the lights, it's just taking forever. Fans, come on. Been sitting here that long. Nothing is moving, why is the light red? This will be Dr. John's route, I know it. Morning. Been sitting there about 5 minutes, he'll be long gone now, I'll never catch him. Oh, the one thing is, me and Dr. John are on the same route probably, so if he stops at any point, I should catch him. Unfortunately, those traffic lights did me no favours whatsoever. So the B something or other. Here we go, Harley Hall and Gardens. So I like that place. I need him to get stuck behind a white van or something. Dr. John, he's gone wrong. You missed the turn. Okay, that's found Dr. J on his route. So on that note, it was an exciting end to the vlog, wasn't it? Codger Biker is out.